So by now you've seen the viral question taking the internet by storm: can 100 men beat a gorilla in a fight? But what if I told you that that crazy concept would make a pretty killer survival horror movie? Just imagine Cujo, but with a 600-pound silverback gorilla just raising the stakes. Here's a story pitch for the idea that I came up with, turning this crazy debate into a horror movie. It's intense, it's fun, and a little bit realistic. It's called Silverback. It's set in a small town in Oregon at the Ridge Valley High School, home of the Raptors, and the football team is just falling apart. Bad grades, bad losing streak, and just overall bad morale across the board. Everything is so bad, in fact, that the school is threatening to bench half the squad. So to stay eligible as far as their grades go, they take the easiest elective that they could find: Zoology 101. Now this class is taught by none other than Mr. Duffy, a very unqualified substitute teacher, but he loves animals and he's here to teach the kids. Now in my movie, Mr. Duffy is played by none other than Jack Black. He's got a love for animals, just no business being around them. To boost grades, Mr. Duffy takes the class to Sierra Wildlife Sanctuary. It's a local zoo with budget problems and one very famous attraction: Conga. He's a massive silverback gorilla known for his intelligence and his calm demeanor. But days before the trip, Conga was bitten by a rabid red fox that broke into the gorilla exhibit. Now, did it hurt Conga to get bit? Of course it did, but the puncture marks weren't that big, there wasn't really that much blood, and the zookeepers didn't really notice it. Now, on the day of the field trip, the class splits into small groups. Some go see the monkeys, others check out the big cats, but just as Mr. Duffy's trying to corral the kids and kind of get out of the zoo, they already saw what they needed to see, something bad happens. As soon as Mr. Duffy gets all the kids together, they hear alarms start going off in the zoo. Everyone around them is looking around like, what's going on? I mean, how many times have you been to the zoo and the alarms start going off? Not a good sign. Turns out when Conga was bit by the red fox, he had rabies. So now Conga is infected, he's losing his mind, bad things are happening. He smashes out of his enclosure, crushes a zookeeper's skull like a melon, and begins hunting humans inside the zoo. It's mass chaos, everyone's running, tripping over each other, no one knows what to do or where to go, but turns out because of the situation, the zoo has to lock down the doors. The zoo's on full lockdown, there's no one in or no one out, and the zoo's tranquilizer supplies is across the open courtyard on the other side of the zoo where Conga is patrolling. The security is useless here, they've either fled or they're trapped, or they ended up like the zookeepers earlier in the story. And the police just can't risk opening the gates. They're afraid that Conga will escape into the city, so now they're just a group of high schoolers and a bunch of civilians that are stuck inside the zoo, being hunted by a rabid gorilla. Now, like we established before, Conga is a very smart gorilla, smarter than most of them in the zoo, and that's why he is kind of the star attraction. He can interact with the guests, he just shows a lot more intelligence than you would think a gorilla actually has. So even though he has rabies, he's still kind of with it. So he uses shadows, distractions, and even tools that he finds in the other enclosures in the zoo to actually hunt the humans. And one by one, people start disappearing, and not in a cheesy way, I'm talking full-blown Cujo meets aliens type of thing. So it's no longer just about beating him, it's about outlasting him, because the numbers of the humans are dwindling one by one, and it is not looking good for them to escape with their lives. So now the teens regroup and come up with a plan. Can them and all these other strangers who make up 100 come up with an idea to beat this gorilla and escape with their lives? Do they need to trap him? Do they need to fight him? Do they need to run? Do they need to hide? This isn't just a battle anymore. They are being hunted, and it is not looking good. So before I get to the final act of the movie, let's go ahead and talk about who was cast in this movie making up the main characters. First off, we have Wesley, who's the leader of the group. He's brave, he's focused, and he's played by Mason Thames. Next up, we have Deshaun, who's the comic relief of the group. He's always cracking jokes until he realizes this is a make or break situation that he's in, and he's played by Miles Brown. Then we have Riley, who thinks that this whole trip is a joke until the first body drops and he starts panicking, and he's played by Chosen Jacobs. And the nerd of the group, Lucas, he actually knows a lot about primates, and he's going to be a huge part of how to stop Conga, and he's played by Roman Griffin Davis. And then of course we have Mr. Duffy, played by Jack Black. He has this heroic but ridiculous death scene. It's gotta happen. Okay, so by this point, Mr. Duffy is gone. He had his heroic exit of the movie. He saved a lot of people from Conga, but now only a few people are surviving. So now the football students and a few others make their way to the veterinary building to find the tranquilizer darts and the gun. Turns out they find the darts, but the gun is broken. So now they can't stop Congo with the tranquilizer darts like the original plan, so now they have to come up with another idea to stop Congo in his tracks. The group lures Congo into a reptile house where the gas vents and the fire alarms can be used to disorient him and to knock him out. Now the plan only half works. Congo does go down, but so does so many more people, and only the students walk out of the zoo with their lives. The news cameras swarm, there's helicopters overhead and they're being interviewed, but as they're being interviewed, it cuts back to Congo and you see him open his eyes. He's back. Now I want you to take that entire story and just imagine that Fede Alvarez is the one that directed it, the guy that just did Alien Romulus. He has such a great way of bringing gore and terror and fear to movies. He would be great for this because at the end of the day, this is a horrible, terrible, scary horror movie. So there you have it, Silverback, a movie about a few high school kids that are on a football team, Jack Black and a bunch of strangers trying to outwit and outlast a rabid silverback gorilla. Now that's just one crazy scenario that could turn this debate on the internet into an actual movie. There's so many things that we can do with this though, right? We can have a futuristic movie, we can have one set way back in the past, and just it's endless. And I can almost guarantee you that this is gonna be turned into a movie or a show or something in the future. It's just too crazy of a concept to pass up. Now if you like the video, make sure you smash that like button because it really does help the channel out. And if you're interested in some more of my videos, check out this one right here. Go ahead and click it and I'll catch you in that video.